Right, welcome back to Back with a Bang. Here myself, Jack Dooley, of course. Jack, we've had a good weekend of UFC this weekend. Probably the best weekend we've had so far. Bit of money made. Just talk us through it.
Yeah, it's weird because I'd say like one of the best events, but also just like downside to it. In my opinion, it just like went on too late. Like I went to bed at 6:30 in the morning. But like you said, first time we've ever won money on a bet. So yeah, it was good for us in terms of winning money. So yeah, we're happy with that. We got a little bit of extra boost in the bank.
100%.
So yeah.
Good weekend, in fairness. Obviously, a couple of decisions. You had it. Let's talk me through that. You had an early actor going on with the fight card. I didn't know
Yeah.
what.
Well,
Fights in a row at one point.
everyone kept on popping off, didn't they? I think I got to 7 fighters in, and even on the 7th fight, that was a dodgy decision as well. So that would have been eight fighters that I won.
You obviously lost the Volkanovski one, but he was on the decisions.
It were. I think that was just crazy. Like I just couldn't believe it. And
a little bit of luck there, though.
Yeah, definitely. But obviously, in the end, we won some money. We both had some safe bets, and they all came in. And yeah, I think we won about £50 in total. So
yeah, quality was very good. I know that first Rebus fight I betted on £1. Didn't go very well. Rebus was straight away, but that second fight, that Rose fight, we got out spot on. Me and you were on the edge of our seats that last round, man. Because they stood in there and slinging, didn't they?
Yeah, stand and bang, and he was like, no. Every time you got clipped, you like, put your hands.
I was so frustrated, but honestly, it was such a good card. It's just a shame the main event just didn't live up to it. We'll get to that. Then you get to the next fight, Jan versus Aldo. I don't think you bet on it. Yes, you did bet on that. You betted Jan, didn't you?
Yeah, Jan to win. Yeah,
you betted Jan. I mean, Aldo started strong, didn't he? He looked like the old Aldo with the leg kicks and stuff. And
yeah, I think second round we thought, oh, he's back with that. But Jan was sort of out. I don't want to say outclassed because
out-hearted him and everything.
Yeah, he just wanted it more, and just over time, like you said, Jan gets better as the fight goes on, and that's exactly what happened. So.
Yeah, I think the referee should have stopped it way earlier than he should. He let Aldo take an absolute beating for that fight. He was that fourth round. He was just there taking shots after shot, and you just think, what's the referee there for, man? Stop the fight. I know he's a legend. You got to give him the benefit of the doubt, but he was getting beat up bad. He wasn't winning the fight. He lost the last 2 rounds. He's been absolutely beat up. I mean, don't get me wrong. You wanted a decision for your Overracker, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
nice, but I don't want to see Aldo get beat up like that. Do you know what I mean?
No,
it wasn't good at all.
Like you said, hard to watch in the end.
Yeah.
But Jan got the win, and I think he's going to have a decent bit of a reign as champion. I think he's a good fighter, and I just think he's good all round, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely.
I
don't see a wrestler really beating him. I know Aljamain Sterling's the one being talked about as such, but I don't even see him beating him. I've seen Aljamain versus Marlon Moraes. Marlon Moraes is very good on the ground, but he kept him off. He kept it on the feet, and he obviously knocked out Aljamain Sterling. But I don't see Aljamain Sterling beating him. The only person I could see beating him is Cody Garbrandt. He's got a better boxing resume than Jan. Sean O'Malley get pieced up, in my opinion. I like Sean, but he would get pieced up, but that's just facts. So we move on to the next fight. Me and you were pretty certain that this is a guaranteed win, and Volk does the same thing against him again. First 2 rounds, Max destroyed.
Max Holloway. He did. He come out and he just looked really good, didn't he? He looked really content in what he was doing, and just in first 2 rounds, outclassed Volk really, didn't he?
He dropped him twice, and he was playing Volk's game. The game of the leg kicks, he played that back. He was throwing leg kicks himself, and he kept those leg kicks even. He made sure that he wasn't down on a leg kick like he was last time. And
that's true.
People need to don't forget. Me and Jack was betting on Volk to win by decision, and we came out of that fight pissed. Even though we won, that decision was horrendous. I don't care what people say.
I know. I saw people say, Holloway got robbed, but some people score it 4-1. Personally, I scored it 3-2, so it's a bit closer than I think classing him as robbed. No doubt Holloway should have won, but I think if it was clear 4-1 or even a 5-0, and Volk still won, then I could say robbed, but don't take a genius to realise Max Holloway won that fight, but it is what it is, and obviously Max will get better from it, and maybe we'll see a trilogy. I don't know.
I mean, that's a fight. Obviously, I would like to see. I could see them fight 100 times because it's such a technical fight, and they literally just fight at so good style. It's not boring either. It's not like they're fighting point fighting. They were going at it and fighting clever fights. It wasn't always. I knew they were going to knock each other out. That was never going to happen. I mean, Volk did catch you. You get caught with that head kick, like I said, though.
Yeah, he did.
Actually, catch him with that head kick, but yeah, I think obviously Volkanovski won those last 2 rounds convincingly. I think that third, it come down to the third round where close, but Max edges it. Max outstruck him in that round, outfought him. I think the takedowns did a big job for Volk, like you said. But you saying with those, if he lands a takedown in this 5th round, he win the fight, and exactly what happened. He took him down and won the fight. And don't get me wrong, the money was nice, but at the same time, Max man, he should have won that one.
That's exactly what I said when people were asking me. I said, I won, but obviously we're disappointing. We're not going to complain. Obviously, we won the money, but like you being a Holloway sort of fan, it weren't great to see. Obviously, you won the fight, and
definitely not.
Yeah.
What can you do though? You just move on. I could see him going up to 155 now. I think you've got to make that return back to 155. Obviously, he got beat by Dustin Poirier, but me and you are big fans of Dustin Poirier, and we know that. He's levels above Max Holloway in that way. He's probably the top third best guy, if not second best guy in that division. Tough fight for Max. I think you've sending Max to the division, you give him an Islam.
Yeah.
Islam Makhachev, Kevin Lee, Charles Oliveira maybe. He's actually fought Charles Oliveira before, I think so.
Like you just said at the start about Dustin, we're big Dustin fans. I don't think he's, no one could really hate him. He's just such a humble guy. And so, we'll just have to see what happens with him. And
I think the casuals don't really like Dustin though, because he's McGregor. Because everyone, if you just enter the sport and you watch that press conference, you watch the back and forth between him and Dustin, he comes across a bit of a knob. But that's because he wasn't used to that. Someone just trash talked him, and he never had that in his career. He'd been respected all the time, and someone had completely disrespected him like McGregor did. And he acted a bit of an idiot as well. So I think people. The casual look on that, but if you actually watch Dustin Poirier all his fights, he puts it out there every time, doesn't he? All on the line. Yeah, he loses some, but he takes it on the chin. And after Khabib defeat, he did an interview with BT Sport, and he didn't shy away from it. And he's always been humble. The things he's doing with Good Fight Foundation, his quality. So Poirier, I think you look at him now, he's got to make that move to 155. Or here's another outside option: fight Korean Zombie. Fight him.
Wait, Dustin.
Not Dustin Poirier, Max Holloway, sorry. Moving on from Dustin Poirier. I think Dustin Poirier's got to fight Ferguson next, or he should have to fight Charles Oliveira. Charles Oliveira's been really hyped up at the minute. He's not fought anyone with any calibre, really. He's fought Kevin Lee, beat him, yeah. Kevin Lee's lost previous to that. He beat Gregor Gillespie. He was very good in my opinion. I'm a big fan of Gregor Gillespie, but Charles Oliveira's got to fight maybe a Felder or Hooker again, but I think for Dustin, I think the Conor or the Tony fight's the only fight for him, but we'll look at Max. I think he's got to make that one move to 155 at some point, definitely, because he's a big dude for 145, and he could have such good matchups in 155 as well. He puts a bit of muscle mass on. I think the problem, I think you'll agree with this as well. The problem when he went to 155 is he didn't commit to the 155 move. You've got to commit to it when you make that move. Yeah. When he made that fight against Dustin Poirier, he fought that fight as a 145er. Still, he wasn't committed to 155 because obviously he had to go back down to 145. Commit to 155, make it so you can't go back down because your muscle mass you can't take all that off again. And there'll be a different animal in that division. And he'll be in the top 3 in less than 2 fights because he's that good.
Yeah, it's not a bad shout.
That's why Jorge did so well at welterweight.
Yeah, it's a fair point. Like I said before, we'll just have to see what he wants to do. I don't know. I think the main thing is if he will get the fight with Volk again. Because I know even Dana said that the judges he needs to get better judges, and so obviously don't know if he'll get it. But the only reason I can't see him getting it is because if a fighter wins twice, then if you give him another fight, that just makes it uneven. Yeah. You've got to fight a 4th time to possibly get it another match up. And if you match up again, the 5th fight's just a bit boring after a while.
5 wins for the Matt of Volk, then, isn't it?
Yeah, but
I mean, Volkanovski's going to use that style every time he gets him in there. I think he'll use that style that he uses against Max every single time. And there's not a way Max can counter him but fight the way he did that second fight. And you're going to get close decisions every time. And you're going to have fights where that was a close fight, so they'll do it again.
Yeah.
You got to be careful of those close matchups like that. Sometimes you just got to write it off and say, we've done them twice. They're going to be like that every time. Let's just write it off. They're never going to knock each other out. Simple as that. Max is not going to knock Volk out. Volk won't knock Max out. It's simple as that. They've got good chins. The only time Volk's been knocked out is in welterweight. He fought a welterweight. He got head kicked. Yeah. But apart from that, he has never been knocked out. And same with Max, he's never been knocked out. He's been finished with submissions and stuff, but never with knockouts. So we'll move on to the main event. I think you'll agree. Not the most appealing to the eye. Not the most appealing. But I do want to say this. He's had a lot of hate Kamaru for the style he fought. I was frustrated at this time. When you look back at it, Jorge is very good at takedown defense.
Yeah, he was.
Very good. I actually think he'd do very well against Khabib. I didn't realise how good his wrestling was. He's improved his wrestling so much. But because I remember seeing that video of him and Colby Covington wrestling in a room, and Colby just manhandled him. But I think him and Khabib would be an interesting matchup. I'm going to put it out there. My Jorge and Khabib will give you a matchup because Khabib doesn't do what Usman does. Khabib doesn't get you against the fence and hit you and stamp on your feet. That's the only positions Jorge couldn't manage is when he was against the cage. When he was taken down, he got straight back to his feet. He stopped takedowns from open space. That rematch will be very interesting. But for 6 days' notice, Usman had to fight that fight. He had to make it nitty and gritty. He had to get him against the cage, stamp on his feet. So what? I would like to think go for the finish a bit more towards the end because Jorge was knackered. He probably could have finished him.
Like the Usman's trainer said, he's only got 10 more sort of wild swings and that burst of energy for finish. Yeah. But I've seen quite a lot of thing with Masvidal. People are saying he didn't have a full camp. But I think it was Dustin Poirier who put it out saying he were training quite a lot. Yeah. And I remember you saying he was training for about 2 months. So I've not actually seen Masvidal come out and say, all right, it was only because of 6 days' notice. I know he said give him a full camp, but I don't know if the rumours are true. He didn't have a full camp or if it's just... I mean,
he didn't have a fight camp. There's a difference between a fight camp and training, though, because fight camps are a lot harder. I've been in the gym and I've trained amateur fighters, and I know that when you're just training, you just train moderately. But when you're in a fight camp, every session's pushing you to the limit, and that's what it is a bit different to normal training. So I think with a fight camp, he could probably beat Usman. I think John Kavanagh said it with a fight camp. I think he beats Usman pretty comfortably. In fairness, now he knows what his style's like. Now he knows he's been in there with him. He'd surely not be asking for that much because he's asking. He definitely knows he can beat him, 100%. Because with a full camp, if he loses to him on a full camp, then that's his reputation gone, isn't it? He's lost then. He lost fair and square. Obviously, this is a bit tame. He's at 6 days' notice and stuff, but fair play to him Masvidal for stepping up. Big.
That's a different boys, isn't it? Doing.
They are. Those Miami boys don't care. Simple as that. He's a Miami boy. Usman was a South Florida boy, but yeah, it was good. It was like there was no interesting about the fight. In fairness, I didn't enjoy it. But what can you do? It's the style you got to fight, and I like to take one down the line. I think. Who would you give Masvidal now?
I always said I wanted to fight Conor, but I don't know. People are saying Masvidal fight Covington, win a fight as Usman again, but I just think Usman should fight Covington again because it was just a close fight. Obviously, Colby was beating him easily. He was just, until he just got knocked out. I'd like to see that fight, but I don't know what's next for Masvidal. I'm honestly not sure.
For me, I wouldn't book him against Covington. I think Covington's got to have the loser of Usman Burns.
Right.
Loser of Usman Burns. I don't think he gets an immediate title shot. Let Leon have the next title shot after the Usman Burns. Whoever wins that, get Leon in there. Leon deserves it. He's had a 8-fight win streak. He's just on a tear. He should be getting it anyway, but actually, no, I'll take that back. Leon Edwards shouldn't be getting it because I'll tell you why. He's inactive for a year. Gilbert, you've seen him. Gilbert Burns has been fighting 3 times this year already, I think. Maybe twice, but he's been fighting active. He's been staying active. That's how you get to the title shot quicker. That's why Masvidal got straight in there because he's fought 3 guys in a year, destroyed them all. And that's what you got to do. And he fought this year. For me, I'd see Masvidal fighting Diaz again. Or he could fight Leon. That's He came with a 3-piece and soda, didn't he?
I'd like to see Masvidal Diaz again because it was good scrap.
Good scrap. I mean, My mate Jack said, he just dominated him. Technically, it was an even fight. It was an even fight. Diaz was coming back into it. Yeah, the first 2 rounds, Masvidal destroyed him, let's be honest. The third round,
Yeah.
Diaz was coming really back into it, and he was getting the clinch stop working properly. He got a takedown towards the end of the round. And I think those fourth and fifth, you always see Diaz come on in the last round. You always see it, and I think that would have been an interesting last couple of rounds as well. So maybe that. I don't think you see Conor. I think, like you said, that they'll wait for a bigger time to do that fight. Maybe Conor coming off a Diaz win, so maybe do that fight. That'd be a good one. But I just don't know. I feel like fighting Conor's lose for Masvidal. You know what I mean? Obviously, money wise, it's good, but rankings wise, not very good. He's not a welterweight, and let's be honest, he's expected to beat him. He's bigger than him.
Yeah, it's true. In terms of Burns versus Usman, do you think Burns would beat Usman?
Yeah, no, I think Usman will do the similar sort of thing to Burns he did to what's the name, Masvidal.
Yeah,
but it's a similar sort of thing. I think he could probably knock out Burns out because they train together, so they know each other's weaknesses. But I think Usman's a way better martial artist. You won't see him taking Burns down though, because Burns can submit him like that. Burns is like a three-time world BJJ champion, so he'll submit him. So they won't see him take Burns down. But you'll see I think you'll see a standing fight. But Burns is explosive. You've seen the Woodley fight, he's explosive. Comes in like little flurries. So that's what he could catch Usman in one of them. But I just feel like Usman's too strong, too powerful, and he'll catch Burns and knock him out in the later rounds. I think it'll be a similar fight to Colby Covington versus Usman, and I think Usman will probably finish him round 5, late finish. But from that, you mentioned his name, Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
Where does he go from now? Because I don't believe he's retired for one bit.
Yeah. Well, I think it surprised me he weren't tweeting last night. Even you said, where is he? He wasn't tweeting at all. Even looked at his likes, mentioned, nothing. He wasn't liking any fighters, and nothing. But I saw something. It was when McGregor tweeted today. Obviously, it was however years ago when he did the tour for the Mayweather fight. And someone put a screenshot of he sent a message to Nate Diaz when Nate Diaz said, "Oh, we all know Max Holloway won," and he said something like, Yeah. Well, obviously, I found his replies and it weren't there, so I don't know if he deleted it or if that was like Photoshop. But
I think it was definitely there. So I've seen it on the posts.
I think he's just looking for something. Isn't he? He wants us to be in there, but I don't know where he gets in.
He's got a common thing of doing that, deleting posts, because he always does that a lot of the time. Like he said that Khabib's father being a cover-up, but he's done it with a few tweets. In fact, I think that's a bit of a, I wouldn't say bitch move, but a bit of a it's a weak move deleting the tweet, isn't it? Especially to Diaz. Very weak. Well, that is like he doesn't want to start something when he deletes it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. That sort of thing.
I don't expecting backlash. Like everyone's going to say, "Oh, you're not relevant" and all this, but I don't know. I honestly, I can't say what'll happen. Like Conor's just one of these guys. He might tweet next week he's booked in for whatever, but I don't know.
We'll see. But moving on, we've got Qatar versus Ige on Wednesday.
Yeah,
I know me and you have spoken about a couple of bets we might be putting on that one. I know I'm looking at Ige, you're looking at Qatar. Do you generally think Qatar's going to win, or?
Yeah, I said so. Just think he's like powerful, isn't he? But I know you said that Ige doesn't get knocked out, but also you say it every time. You said Aldo wouldn't get finished. He did, and he got knocked. You were Aldo would not get knocked down. Got knocked down like twice. I don't know. I don't know. So. You've got a good reputation of making me change my mind. I knew I should have put Yan to TKO. But I don't know. You just make me change my mind, and you make me question things. So I don't know. I'll say Qatar finish, but
definitely not a finish. But I'll go on that one. I can't. I actually thought Qatar at first, actually, as well. I thought Qatar would beat him as well because I watched Ige's fight versus Julio Ars. He's a good boxer, but he's not as good as Qatar is. He's got no ground game credentials really. Anything like Ige's, and he stopped Ige's takedowns. Obviously, Ige is Khabib's main training partner, and he's a BJJ black belt, so he can wrestle as well really well. He couldn't take him down, he couldn't keep him down, and he got pieced up on the feet. Ige did. He almost got knocked down a few times, but he took some big shots. I'm thinking Qatar's a similar sort of fighter to us, where he's like, he can stop takedowns and he pieces you up on the feet. And I was looking at that. But my mate Jack pointed out to me that it's been a while since that fight, and he's fought similar sort of people, and he's defended them well and beaten them well. And I think that Barboza fight really proved that as well. He kept Barboza down. He's a big guy, Barboza, and generally got good takedown defense. Took him down as well. So, and the odds for Ige are really good. It was like 2-1 yesterday. They're like 9-4 today, and I think it's like 14 quid return. So, stick a fiver on that. Hopefully, Ige gets the job done.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, if I do get some returns on that, I'll be going straight to Spoons on the Saturday. I tell you what, there's some interesting fights though coming up. I know I was telling you in the car earlier where we was looking at the free cards and doing about a free fall lacquer on all three cards, where we look at doing Ige. If you want to know, I'd look at doing Ige, Grant Dawson, Jack Manson to win, Tom Aspinall to win, and Matt Grundy to win. That's like a five full parlay. So that's about 80 quid return, wasn't it? I think I told you. 80 quid return on a fiver. So that's good odds. So, but no doubt we'll be talking about that at some point, Jack. At some point about some money we've earned. But yeah, looking forward to the fights. I'm just glad there's some fights back on Fight Island, man. It's some good fights as well. Some chance for some money to be made.
There is. We've won now. We're going to be on a roll, I'm telling you.
Telling you now. Smart bets, mate. Smart bets. But yeah, moving on from that. We'll look at Darren Till's fight. I know you like to follow a bit Darren Till's Instagram and Twitter. It is pretty class. That fight against Robert Whittaker. It's two fighters really. You don't really want them to lose. It's like, because it's such good people. I like Darren Till a lot. It's a good fight. I know Charlie Keogh, if he doesn't like him, he'll be disagreeing on this one. But yeah, and Robert Whittaker is just a nice guy, isn't he? It's one of those fights where you don't want either of them to lose, innit?
Yeah, but I Till's funny, but I just don't like him.
You don't like him? I thought you liked him.
No, I think he's funny and all this, but just gets on my nerves, mate. You know, when you just watch him and you think, shut up, like.
Really?
Honestly, gets on my nerves, so. I hope he gets knocked spark out by Robert Whittaker, mate. Trust me, I hope he gets knocked spark out.
He's coming for you. How dare you, man? He's a good man. Like, he must be happy when Jorge Masvidal would he knocked him out then in time, would he?
When he knocked it, when he KO'd him. Mate.
It wasn't we on the coach?
Eh?
No, we was on the coach journey back together. We didn't watch the fight together though, but I know we talking about that fight.
I mean, like watching highlights and stuff.
I thought Darren Till elbow now.
Just watching him just knock down.
I thought you liked him, me, but yeah, that's a fight where I don't know who to give it to because they're both styles. I think on the feet, Darren Till's obviously a lot better. But is he though? Credentially he is. But Robert Whittaker's got a good. He's very good at stopping people's games and slowing it down and making you fight his game. I could see Till getting knocked out. In fact, I couldn't see him lose. I think Till could probably win a decision if he fights clever. I could actually see him getting knocked out by Whittaker. In fairness,
mate, I hope so.
Come on, man. He's a good man.
Well, you know what? The only reason I hope he fights and wins is because obviously whoever wins that gets Adesanya, and I know Darren Till won Adesanya at Anfield.
Go into that.
Hey, that'd be naughty. But
we're going to that. I tell you, that'd be quality. I do think Adesanya takes that one though.
Yeah, easily.
Big time. I think it's just way more better in the feet, and it's a lot more smoother. And I think it beats Costa and all pretty easily. And I think Costa's being really hyped up at the minute. But yeah, moving on. We'll talk about me for a second. Obviously, I've just come from. I don't know if I can say it, so I won't say it. I've just come from the women's team. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
Some exciting opportunities. I'll talk for the interview, the meeting basically. So there's some good expectations for the club. I couldn't believe the ambition of fairness. I know there's ambition at Chesterfield and stuff, but it's nowhere near the ambition of this. Like there's the hopes of getting back to the Super League and the Championship, and there's just a plan basically of what the club want to do, right? And there's just so many. Like they have like an ISDN system, so what you do for commentary as well, because you used to have radio stations in. Got a club mascot. I didn't even know that. For the women's games. I didn't know it's funny that they were giving out the Super League. I couldn't believe it. It's like, that's brilliant.
That's his job, guys. He's a new mascot.
The new mascot for the club. But they got teas and coffees and stuff, which I think is a good marketing point. I know we did a lot of that just women, didn't we? Where you promote the teas and coffees and stuff. It's incentives to come down, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. 100%.
Away by saying this, but there's a pub right next to the ground as well, which is good. Which is you go for a bevy after the game, and there's all sorts there. Like the tickets are pretty cheap. There's merchandise on sale when you get there, and we was talking is that they usually average about 150 fans,
Right.
which is good because we only used to get about 60 of the ladies, and that was on a good day. I know we built it up for the big games, didn't we? But it was hard to get them there for like when they was playing like a works surf, wasn't it? Because it's that Sunday League team. But
Yeah.
with the teams like your obviously Long Eaton play and we play, there's so many you can promote that as well so well where people are like, I want to see them team play because you can use the other team's tradition as well as your own as a selling point, can't you?
100%. It's just all marketing, that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just keeping the club up to date, and I'm looking forward to it. Really, I was looking at the players train. I haven't introduced percent yet formally to the players, but that'll be coming at some point. 80% to the staff and stuff. I know we know the manager pretty well anyway, so
yeah.
I'm excited about it. It's there'll be an announcement in the next coming weeks about who it is. You'll probably be able to get a good guess of who it is. It ain't anywhere far. It's can't say the area.
Local area.
Yorkshire. Just say it's in Yorkshire. It's not Long Eaton. Anyone thinking me and Jack are joining the dynamic duo? It's not Long Eaton. As much as people want that, it's not Long Eaton. It's a different club. So yeah, some exciting times ahead. I know you're loving it at Long Eaton, like we was discussing last week. And think about that moment when me and you could be crossing paths in the game. Think about that.
Well, they are playing each other in a pre-season friendly, so
it's crazy that. You know what I mean? We start from the bottom now. There. Do you know what I mean? Would you have thought it though when we first started?
Pardon?
Would you have thought it when we first started that we'd be coming to this point now?
No, I mean, I hear some people always think about further aspirations, but for me, it's just all about, doing the best at what you can, what you're doing now, and what you're doing the next day, and taking each day as it comes. So, I'm in a thankful position to be at the club I'm at with the staff. The players are all brilliant there, and we won't forget our roots. We talk highly of the club we started at. So everything we work towards, and we both fully deserve it. So
100%. And I think we look at this as well. I'll give Jack a shout out. Cheers to Jack picking me up early when I was at the ground early. Top man came out and gone back a days after. It's top man for you doing that, Jack. And we'll just talk about Chesterfield women. Obviously, I spoke to you the other day about it. They're doing university students are doing the media now. What do you make of
that? I think it's a good opportunity for the guys, but like I said at the start of the last podcast, I think is it too late for that for them? If they're finishing university and getting into an experience, that doesn't sit particularly well with me. I don't get what he's not experienced in that, but I think you've got to have started before, to get in a.
What are they leaving uni? The people that are doing that, and they're leaving uni. They're still at uni.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know, but even at university, like I know there's going to be people on my course who are going to be doing in that situation, but
it's a good talking point. Yeah,
it is. I just think it's important you get experience before you go to university. Like I said to you on the last podcast, that the experience is the reason I got an unconditional offer at university. That should speak volumes to anyone. Experience, whether it's volunteering, like we did. I wouldn't say it was a job. We volunteered. We weren't getting paid. We did it off our own back. You're volunteering whatever you want to do. Like my mate who I've met from university, he volunteers down at a police station doing little bits. That's going to go a long way. Like, just if you do that, if I come up to a job interview with these people at Chesterfield Women who are doing the university and the experience, have you got experience in the field? Yeah, well, we've been doing media 3-4 years on the row. What about you? Yeah, we've got experience. How long? Well, we're doing it a couple of months. They're not going to have a particular.
The guys know what they're doing, yeah.
So, fair play for the club letting them do it. Obviously, they've not stuck to one media person, but it's what it is, isn't it, mate? We've got we're on bigger and better things. Yeah.
Yeah, I think with that, I'll talk about your first point about that. Another thing, I think you have to look at with the Sheffield Junior thing is as well. It's going to be different people doing it each week, or they're going to be doing it different times. So you're not going to have you have a club, don't you? You have Chesterfield Ladies, and usually like the person that's running the social media, it creates a character of the actual account. And when you've got different people, the character of the account is gone because there's so many different people on it, working on it. The character of the account is gone because there's going to be such a transparency in features of the club.
Obviously, what you just said about characteristics and the media and stuff. With me and you at our club, it's a solo role for us. So we'll do interviews come rain or shine. It doesn't matter the result. With them, obviously, if one of their... I did it perfect.
Go on.
If one of them gets the short straw when they lose, obviously Mike will do it. I know he didn't with us, but he's what it is. That's not going to be particularly fair on one of them persons, is it?
Because there's an experience of interviewing when a manager has lost. There's different. Like we said last podcast. There's different interviews to it. If when you're doing an interview, it's easy doing the one when you're winning, but when you're losing, to ask those tough questions of why did you make the sub at this point? Why was this player not subbed on? Why did you change formation? So they're the big interviews, tough interviews that make you as a journalist.
Yeah, and I think that makes or breaks you, doesn't it? If you can actually master that, then you will come far. And we asked some tough questions when you did lose. Obviously, the one interview we got when they lost, but it is what it is, mate.
It's funny to laugh at, but what can you say? We didn't get many interviews when we lost, but it's what you say. It's what you can do. It's preference to different manager. It would have been nice to do a few more, but what can you say? On the second point you made about university students and stuff, and obviously it's a good important to have experience. I fully agree with that. I think like when you're going in, I think college is your time to get experience in this as well. Like me and you started I started when I was 14. You started when you were obviously just in that caring course. You did it at Chesterfield, and obviously you changed the next year. We've had experience when we went to college, and people are going to university, 18 and having no experience, and I was like, crazy man, what are you doing? I think I'm not trying to show it for any shame. I think it's more like
we're trying to help people out. I think.
Yeah, it's trying to help people out. Just get some experience about it. It doesn't have to be something massive. Like what I was going to be doing, what I'm doing a little bit of with Clay Cross is doing a bit or something like that. Something small like that. Obviously, doing a women's football club is a lot bigger than that. But you've got to build up to that. We didn't start out. Well, we did actually kind of start out doing women's football. We started out doing a bit. We started the radio first, though, didn't we?
Yeah.
Did that for a little bit. We've done interviews before that, like John Crew and stuff. And I don't think you'd done any interviews before that, did you? It was after we did.
Not. Pardon.
It was after they did. No, you did one with Lee Shaw, didn't you? And Lawrence Maguire.
Yeah, and Maguire and obviously Martin Allen from time to time.
Yeah. You did a couple of them, but that's when you went into women's football, didn't you?
Yeah, 100%. I think what we did is open up everything. Like we obviously started in the men's game, and you know what? I know we've done podcasts in the past, but I don't actually know like the sort of affiliation when we originally started with Chesterfield Women. So how did that actually come about?
Chesterfield Women. Yeah, so it was Chesterfield Ladies at first, wasn't it? Chesterfield Ladies FC when we first joined.
Yeah.
And because it was very small at the time, there was no real engagement or fans going to the games. There were no.
Did you met them first, or did they come to you?
Oh, ladies. All right, so I'll explain the whole thing. So we did the radio at Spy Radio with the CNM interviews and stuff. And Mike sent me a text. If you want me to read it on the show, I can read it for you.
Yeah, go for it, mate.
Yeah, I'll get it up now. So Mike sent me a text asking one of the ladies asking if he'd be interested. Chesterfield Ladies. Here we go. You can no longer send messages to this person.
Yeah.
No, look.
Oh, yeah, obviously you did. Did they not follow you?
No. So, hi lads,
Wow.
just wondering if you want to come and help us out. Just wondering if you want to come and help us out with some social media next year and get some extra experience. Let us know if you're interested and we can arrange to meet up and talk about it in more details. Cheers, Mike. There you have it. That's where the opportunity came. And I said, yeah, sure, let's do it. You didn't do it right away, did you? I think you was a little bit hesitant still on journalism. He wasn't full on it.
My first start was the day we went to Boston.
Yeah, that was a good day, that. A very good day. Let's just walk through that. We obviously went to the ground. The ground was a dump. Mike will say it anyway. Everyone will say it. The ground was a dump. Mike did very well cleaning that ground up. It was a cleaning day. And you always interviewed Grace Newborn. It was a very nervous interview for you. I know it can be seen on the ladies' channel.
Yeah.
Talk me through that first experience because you kind of got chucked straight into it. I know he was very nervous going into it.
Well, I remember you saying you was doing an interview, and I thought you were joking. I was like, you want to do it? And you were like, yeah, you can do it. And I no. But obviously, the first couple of interviews, I was always going to be nervous, and I blame my own trumpet. I think I boss them now. I love doing it. Like, I know people don't like doing interviews, but it's literally the thing that I love doing. Like, and it's sort of, it plays in your head like what questions you need to ask. But I see people like writing them down like when they go to an interview. I physically can't do that. Like, and then if it's just, I don't know. For me, it makes you look unprofessional. I don't know why.
I think you learned that from me because I think I said that to you once. I don't write them down. I do it off the cuff completely.
Yeah.
I think that's where you learn that from me. It's a good way. A lot of journalists do write them down and read them off there. But I thought when you're reading a question, I thought you're not actually reading it with enthusiasm. You're not coming from yourself, is it? You read off some paper like that.
It's like when people make an announcement and it's written on a board behind them, and you can say, it don't come from you, and like, these questions could have been found off the internet or whatever, and it's not like that. Don't make you as a journalist. Like, you've got to think of it in your head, and So yeah,
if you get into that mindset of writing questions down and reading them, what happens when you see a big name in the street or something, or there's a big name, you're in a studio or something, and there's a big name there because you come in and work in a studio, like this is a random one, Emma Watson from Harry Potter. You see her in the street or someone, you try and get an interview. Well, you did write a few questions down, and she's gone.
Yeah.
You go up to her and you do the interview. You don't. Oh, just didn't have no questions. Oh, no, I'll sack that. No interview then. Didn't write them down. No interview. Now you learn. That's how you do it. That's how you got to do it. You got to have experience. You got to put yourself into it. You got to have bad interviews. I've had bad interviews. I've had awful interviews. Same with you. We all have bad interviews. You got to just get over it. It's going to happen. I think. I'm still seeing as well. You got to be nervous for your interviews. You're not nervous. I don't know what you do it. If you know the guy, it's easy. But if it's a new person, the man, any statue for me, I'm still terrified. That's the worst bit. Well, before the interview, I'm absolutely terrified. I'm as nervous interviewing, probably not Teddy Stringers, I know him quite well, or Ben, probably say Musa. I don't know him that well. Musa, I interviewed him once. I'm probably nervous interviewing Musa, MMA Christian, does MMA, as I would be interviewing Gary Neville. The same thing, because it's just an interview that, the unknown as such. I'm going to say something. That's how you should be, really. I don't know about yourself, but I'm pretty much like that still.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is with me, I don't think I've been tested as such. Like, my interviews have been quite consistent with the same people. So, I mean, obviously interviewed different players at Chesterfield and obviously Long Eaton, but Martin Allen, Adrian Whitbread. So I don't know. It's difficult for me. But on the topic of interviews, what I'm trying to think of memories of what I think your worst interview were. But I don't know. What would you say my worst interview was?
Probably the Lee Shaw one. I think we said that a few times, haven't we?
50 seconds.
The Lee Shaw one was a pretty tough one to do. The Zoo's back in action. But the Lee Shaw one was a pretty tough one for you, I think, because I took you in the deep end so hard. But that's a learning point as well, off the cuff interview, where you learn to adapt to it and such, adapt to the situation. I know it's a short interview, but you tried your best. For me, I'm just trying to think of what my one would be.
Hang on, what it is? Lee Shaw interview, that was the worst getting it. Like, Martin Allen had all the players in a circle. And Martin looked over to you and he was like, who do you want? You was like, Lee Shaw. And all the players literally turned around at Charlie. And I was like, no. But that was a funny story for that. But I don't know. I can't really think of like interviews for you.
For me, I'm unsure as well. I'm not sure which ones I would count. It sounds snobby that I can't think of an interview, but I know I've had a bad in the past. I would say John Crew, probably my worst one, the first one. Probably John Crew. That one was a tough one. So I was doing it with Rhino, and he was asking pretty similar questions, and the first thing I've ever done. I did one with Adam Bachitti like 3 or 4 years ago. What culture wrestling guy? Very weird one. I did a Sky with him. But that's what I mean. I've always had it in me, really, when you think about it. I've always had that sort of jazz. And, I'd probably say John Crute for me. Very terrified. I asked him for similar situations. It wasn't relevant to the time. I was asking, like, what your best memories and stuff. So questions-wise, very poor interview. It was a long interview, but very poor. My most enjoyable one is actually, everyone would think it's Gary Neville, but it's Ian Everett.
Right.
Really enjoyed that one. Or the Tommy Lee first one. I like the Tommy Lee first one. That was a good one. Second one was pretty good as well. I mean, you've interviewed Tommy. You like that was a good. That was probably one of your best interviews, actually.
Yeah, it was testimonial, wasn't it? Yeah, I do remember that.
He's a really good guy to interview, Tommy, because he's really like he gives you a lot to work with, doesn't he? He gives you a lot of answers and a lot of things to bounce other questions off. He's great for that.
Yeah, he does. 100%.
I think with that is he's done a lot of journalism degree. So when me and you do interviews, I know you've done Q&As and stuff. You talk quite a bit because you got that journalism instinct where you just keep rabbit tongue. And I'm the same situation. That's why we talk so much. It's because we're asking so many questions and stuff like that. So that's where he gets it from. But what's your favourite interview?
Trying to think,
I tell you what, we need to get some big names for you because I know you've had. That's why you've been pretty level-headed, I think, because you've had so many consistent names and you've kept it so consistent that you've been level-headed. I think we haven't tested you yet with regards to big name, have we?
No, but what I will say, actually, my favourite interview was actually Nathan Kahn.
It
was the build-up of when they played Burton. And he just spoke. I went home and I was like, I remember going home and I was just so buzzing for that game. Like he hyped it up so much. Obviously obviously Nathan was. It was quite difficult to interview as well. If you've ever met him, he's a great guy, but for people who don't really know him, he can be quite intimidating. So
he can, but he's a great guy.
He is. I didn't interview him many times, but I honestly would say. The build-up to that game when we played Burton and they obviously beat him, I would say that interview for that game, yeah.
I tell you what, you would have thought Burton would be our favourite interview. I tell you what, we didn't even interview him after Burton game. Who did?
No.
You did the Burton post-match, Ryan Young. I just remembered it.
Did he?
You didn't even do it. He did it with Nathan Kahn and Mike Young. Can you believe that? That for me would have been our best interview. I had so many questions for that one where it was brilliant, but I think we just gave it him as like I don't know, what did we get him for?
Yeah.
Just something to do, I think, but something to do, because he didn't do much when he came. He just came and really sat and watched the game, but fair play to him, he did that pretty good interview there. So we've had some good interviews, but I would like to see you a bit tested, I think that's where you're missing it in regards to a big one, a big name, really. I think you said Martin Allen, but I'd like to see you into a big name, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I remember interviewed Graham, obviously Abercrombie when he first came into Chesterfield.
Big name, women's football, yeah.
That was it. Like, Mike, I hyped him up, and that interview was about 3 minutes long. A bit nervous for that one, but the thing is, he's just a casual guy, and he just just calmed me down. But I don't know. Hopefully, with Long Eaton and if they play some big names, might actually start trying to get interviews off opposition managers or players. Like I remember we did for the qualifying FA Cup when they played
Sheffield Amateurs.
We interviewed their manager, but then again that was for like vlogs and stuff. So I don't know. Obviously, if big names come in, they do play like Sheffield United or whoever, gonna just try and get my name there and get an interview. But we just see what happens. I mean, in terms of like women's game, like John is quite high up, and I know the coach Jake Paul is. So an interview with Jake it'd be quite good. Like he's obviously worked with Leicester women first team, and they're no pushover. So maybe an interview with him might be the biggest in terms of like an all-round picture. That we'll have done. Obviously, to take away the players we've done, Martin Allen, but. Yeah, I think Jake would be a very enjoyable one, and I'm actually going to try and get him on Wednesday when we go to the. I'll try and get him.
That's great. Actually, I'll tell you what. There's one I think we've overlooked because it wasn't really an official interview. You might remember what I'm on about now. Gary Caldwell.
Oh yeah.
Hey, that's a big name.
I do. Yeah, it's a fair point.
That's before you did it again. You didn't realise what you were doing at that point, but you was already starting journalism then.
No, honestly. To be fair, you look back at it, I didn't even ask that, like, bad questions. I asked him, like, obviously he's, thinking on the game. He was, his first goal. And asked him if I could sign for the Sparrows. What more can you want?
That's a great interview. I love that one. You should dig that up.
I'm going to get that out.
You should definitely dig that one up because that's a momentous interview. And it's ironic as well that he ended up in journalism. You didn't know he was even doing it at that point. But
Yeah.
that's great. But I think for you, I think I'd love to see a big one. I know that Jake Paul one, but could you see yourself interviewing like a big men's player in the future? Because obviously you're going to Northampton, those opportunities are going to come about. What's the ideal, realistic one you'd like to do?
You know what? I won't. It's going to happen, obviously, with Northampton. Keith Curl, I know, he's just a top bloke, isn't he, Keith? So him, and Scott Pollock. He's a good name in Northampton. And
huge name.
Yeah, probably him, but I want to try and think outside of Northampton because I know it's 100% guaranteed. I will interview a Northampton player, Keith himself, because that is in the course. But I don't know. David Buchanan does a lot with the university.
Yeah.
So, a successful player. But just them names I'm throwing about, obviously they are in League One now. Some big clubs coming into League One. In League One anyway. So, who knows? Who knows what the future holds? But, yeah.
100%. I think you're looking at that as well. I think you're looking at doing press box for a few games, aren't you, in Northampton? I think we like that, but I think Fleetwood in there, Joey Barton. I got very close interviewing him. I think that could be one you could be looking at as well.
Well, that'd be dangerous, wouldn't it? Especially if they lose as well.
Yeah, he's actually quite a good guy, in fairness. He couldn't do an interview because the media guy said he couldn't do it. But in fact,
is that when it's Alfreton, is it?
Yeah, I asked to get for a picture, and his manager was like, "No." But he was like sound about it. He's like, "Yeah, he knows always having a picture." So good guy. I reckon that'd be a good interview for you. I'd love to see you into one of those big names. It'd be a good one, definitely.
100%.
But I mean, I know interview going over. I wish I'd done it a bit later now, though. I wish I would have done it a bit later because everyone knows for the guy now. He didn't be going Neville. That's it.
Did you interview him? I didn't know.
In reality, I've interviewed loads of people. Everyone just thinks that's the only one. But yeah, down the line, mate, there's some big names coming for you. I know they do quite a bit of women's football as well, Northampton universities as well. And you might even see us in a Women's World Cup.
Well, who knows what the future holds, but that'd be good. I know they do quite a lot of things abroad. So they did this like Germany political party, and they like interviewed that head of that, and obviously we're into sport and stuff, and you don't realise how big them people actually are. So who knows what happened up. Yeah, but my biggest name might not come through like sport or whatever. Might interview like Boris Johnson or something. You never know.
Exactly,
who knows what's going to happen? But I think with us, obviously I've not physically interviewed John Sheridan because it was at the time when he was not interviewed, but people shouted like questions out at him.
He didn't like doing interviews. Yeah.
You've got to do them, but I don't particularly like them. Like, it's not like 1-to-1 with you, is it? Like, I don't know, but yeah.
No, I agree. I hate scrums. I love this 1-to-1 interview. I know scrums are part of the business. That's probably where me and you can definitely brush up on is media scrums. Because me and you aren't fun at all. And I just tend to not do it in scrums because I just feel intimidated by the people that are around me. Do you know what I mean? It's good to have a 1-to-1 there. But you mentioned it there, and that's a great point where you could. Because it's a multimedia package, the people you could be interviewing could stretch from anywhere. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they do quite a lot with like radio. So yeah, there might be some radio. Who's a radio DJ? The geezer who went on I'm so obviously what's his name?
Ian. No,
not
Roland Gent. Roland Gent.
There's the other guy. He's that young guy, isn't he?
Roland Gent. That's what I'm talking about.
Roman Kemp, that's it.
Roman Kemp, close.
You never know.
Roland Gent is actually a Spartan fan, but he does actually do radio. That's why I said Roland Gent. It's not him. He's not famous. Search him up after. Roman Kemp, that's the one. Roman Kemp. Isn't his dad pretty famous and all?
Who?
Isn't his dad pretty famous and all, Roman Kemp?
Yeah, Martin Kemp, yeah.
Yeah, I know he's pretty famous. That's what I mean. That's why the multimedia for me appeals, because there's such a variety of who you could be interviewing. Do you know what I mean? And that's where you really benefited there. So I definitely want your advice on Northampton University after that first year.
100%, yeah.
Of course, it's 3 years, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
3 years. And you're looking to do a majors after that?
We'll see what happens. They have sort of I don't know what the word is, like a guarantee where they put you in a job within 6 months, and if you don't, you get paid like an internship sort of thing. So,
Really?
If I get put into a job straight after, then that happens, doesn't it? So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
100%. And fine, we'll close off actually, Jack. Your old, he's like now your old teacher, Sam Cooper, my current teacher for one more year, won that Sheffield College Teacher of the Year award. What do you make of that?
Well, fair play to him. I tweeted out to him and said he deserves an award in itself for putting up with me for a year. So, he was a great teacher. I'm not going to deny that. We've drove him up the wall sometimes, and we've had a couple of personal one-to-one chats where he's opened my eyes. But all in all, anyone who gets him in the future will be very lucky. And hopefully I cross paths with him one day. Maybe if I go close further in the journalism industry, he might be the one interviewing me down the line. Who knows?
You may see me in a media scrum.
Well, maybe even if I conquer the women's game, going that, coaching, managing, he might be interviewing me. So we don't know. But like I said, whoever gets him, you're very lucky. And obviously for another year, you're lucky as well. So
definitely, yeah, he's a good teacher. And thank you for your chat. Thank you for your efforts as well.
Yeah.
100%, yeah. So we'll close off this Back with a Bang podcast. This is a sort of regular thing we'll be doing now. We're not been putting too much pressure on it because that's how I see podcasts dying out, is when you put too much pressure on it. We're just going to make a podcast every now and then when we feel like chatting. That's what we usually do anyway. So make a podcast every now and then when we feel like chatting about stuff that's going off. Not putting much pressure on it, not really making a schedule for it. Just chatting when it goes off, and hope people enjoy it. It's more of an insight into journalism and what actual journalists are thinking and stuff. We're not posh, we're not arrogant or anything like that. We like talking about stuff, and we're happy to give our opinions on it. So yeah,
100%.
Thank you for listening, everyone, and we'll see you for the next one.